I just watched The Idea of You, and mama, it was so beautifully crafted that it left me in tears, and I wasn't expecting that at all. Trust me, you might want to keep a box of tissues handy. Hello, darlings, and welcome to Care Off Book. If you're new here, hi, I'm Carolyn, but you can call me Care. And if you're not new, welcome back. So, I don't know what it is. I feel a bit more mature now since it was my birthday, and we had a lot of fun talking about Mufasa, but oh my gosh. Whoa, let's just get into it. So, The Idea of You is available on Amazon and is based on the novel of the same name by Robin Lee, starring Anne Hathaway as Solon and Nicholas Galitzine as Hayes. Now listen, I think I butchered his last name, but let's keep going. So, the film chronicles the captivating love affair between a single mother and the lead singer of the popular boy band August Moon. I went into The Idea of You thinking it would be fun, lighthearted watch, but it turned out to be so much more. I found myself really rooting for Celine and Hayes, the central couple, while also feeling deeply for Celine's daughter Izzy as she navigated her own struggles. There's a line from Solon's friend Tracy in the movie that really hit home. People don't like to see older women happy, and wow, did that resonate throughout this story. I think the story might raise some eyebrows because when we typically think of a younger man with an older woman, not many serious romance films come to mind. The closest I can think of is Harold and Maude, but that's more weird and quirky than genuinely romantic. There's also The Graduate.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me. Aren't you?
But even that feels more like a tale spun from a male fantasy of a sexy fling rather than a deep, meaningful relationship. Watching this movie feels refreshingly real, especially with Anne Hathaway in the lead. I mean, she's in her 40s, stunningly sexy, and completely embodies Celine, who is not only warm but also deeply loves her daughter, calling her her favorite person. That phrase hits home for me because it's exactly what I always say about the professor. So it really tugged my heartstrings. I don't know about you, but in a way, it feels like we've grown up with Anne Hathaway. From her roles as the naive girl finding her way in the world to now, a woman who's confident in her skin and seasoned by life's experiences.
It was interesting for me to revisit a lot of your work and see in a bunch of roles what I took to be kind of and I don't mean this in a condescending way at all, but sort of like an eager beaver quality. You know, The Devil Wears Prada, or in some ways Princess Diaries, or I think your character in Valentine's Day had that in a slightly spikier way. Maybe The Intern had that. You know, interested in knowing about how that quality might have affected the work you did at a certain part of your career, if that was something you consciously then tried to change.
I was not aware of it until this conversation. But yeah, I think that I do think that there's a thread that runs through those characters about someone who is trying to do something that they might not be altogether comfortable with, but they think is the right thing to do. And the thing that I was so interested about Solène was this idea that, you know, turning 40 and knowing who she was, definitely in a professional sense, definitely knowing who she is as a mother, but not necessarily having given herself full freight to explore aspects of herself just as a person.
It's compelling to see her character navigate the complexities of being free to love a younger man after a tough divorce. On a side note, Celine's ex-husband, Daniel, is just the worst. He embodies the world's hypocrisy perfectly. Daniel left Celine for a much younger woman and sees no issue with that, but he's quick to judge and belittle her when rumors about her own love life start to circulate. It's strangely more acceptable to see older men with younger women in movies, and there's no shortage of films that romanticize this. Think Lost in Translation, Entrapment, American Beauty, and those are just a few examples where the age gap are actually acknowledged. Hollywood often casts romantic leads with even crazier age differences without batting an eye. I know, back to the movie, it was refreshing to see the roles reversed and the age gap conflict handled seriously, not just for laughs. I remember when I first saw Nicholas, he plays Hayes in the movie, well, I remember him in Cinderella, the remake with Camila Cabello. Oh my gosh, that was quite the letdown, wasn't it? But that's a story for another time. I wasn't a fan of that, but in this film, he really won me over, probably thanks to much stronger writing. It also seems like he's gaining a lot of traction too, appearing in a new series called Mary and George. I thought he was incredibly charming in The Idea of You. It was great to see him portrayed as a real person, not just his pop star persona, which felt similar to Celine's character development. If you haven't guessed already, I definitely recommend checking out The Idea of You. I love to hear your thoughts on it too. Watching the movie reminded me in a roundabout way of Kristin Cavallari from Laguna Beach and Very Cavallari. I mean, you know, she had her family life with the football player and then they split. Now she's with a TikTok guy. I'm not saying her situation mirrors the movie. Kristin is a public figure, and after the divorce, she openly discussed her preferences in men on her podcast, but then ends up with someone who might be considered a bit of an, I don't know, an F-boy. It's almost like watching her throw caution to the wind. The most awkward thing is when she invited these guys. Okay, listen, can I be perfectly blunt? I don't even know these guys. What I don't understand is the fact that I don't understand why they're so famous, because all they do is lip sync to songs and then they're just really cute, but there's like nothing else there. Like, they don't seem like they're funny. They don't have talent, and can they cook? Can they, I don't know, like write music? I just do not get it. But okay, moving on. So she invites them on her show, questioning personal details as if it's for the audience, but it's obvious it's more for her.
So like, how many girls are in rotation at the moment?
Well, moving here.
Yeah.
So like in Montana, we all had our own reputation.
Which was what?
I don't want to move down here and then like
Get tied down.
Yeah, hook up with all
Who
these
would
girls.
do that?
I don't know. It's crazy.
Why would you do that? Describe your dream girl.
Oh, that's so hard.
I mean, if you do know her, that's cool too.
I think it's like,
right to your left.
yeah, like right,
What is it, Mark?
like someone like hard to right to my left, but like a powerful woman, or you know what I mean, like just someone that's like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I
Like,
know
yeah, no, I
you.
get it.
Like
The confident.
someone that like keeps me on my toes at all the times,
Yeah.
you know, where
I can do that.
I know you can.
I don't know why, but this, yeah, I do think it is strange, but hey, I guess as long as she's happy, right? I'd love to hear not just your thoughts on the movie, but also your take on the double standards society holds about age gaps in relationships. Honestly, the professor and I have an age gap, but we hardly ever get the side eye. Probably because he looks and acts so young and I behave like I'm a 60-year-old ready to retire with a margarita in hand. Listen, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, okay? Take care, darling.